Hi, my name's David Updike, and I'm sure many of you has had that friend or coworker, maybe even someone from school, they ask, hey, do you want to come to church with me? And they give you the unfortunate response, no. And then they start listing reasons like, oh, I'm too busy. Sister's birthday party, brother's, stepbrother's, sister's, cousin's birthday party, something like that. Well, I've asked those similar questions and gotten those similar responses. No. And I just like to explain to you 3 reasons out of many reasons why they might have said no. Have you ever seen the movie Meet the Parents? This movie, Meet the Parents, is all about a guy named Greg who's dating this girl. And his girlfriend wants him to meet her parents. So he goes and meets her parents, and her father's name is Jack, who in my opinion is some nut. Jack, soon after meeting Greg, asks Greg, hey, do you like cats? And then Greg was like, I'm more of a dog person. I like dogs, they're always cute, they're always happy to see you, wag your tail. It's not that I don't like cats, I'm just more of a dog person. Jack, however, is unconvinced by this answer, and Jack secretly thinks Greg hates cats. Alicia Bell wrote an article on the Odyssey Online about misconceptions of the church. And one of the misconceptions is that the church hates the LGBT community. However, that's not true. She says that's far from the truth. It's not that we don't hate the LGBT people, we just don't agree with them. We don't like sin, and we believe that this lifestyle of LGBT is sin, but we love people. After all, the oldest book in the world, the Bible, in Matthew says that we should love our neighbor as ourselves. It doesn't say, love those who think like you and hate those who don't think like you. It says, love your neighbor, which can be literally anyone. Leading into my next thought. I've been in public school for most of my life. And in public school, the popular idea of evolution has always been forced upon me. There's been peer pressure from my students, especially from my science teachers. And that is just really hard to deal with sometimes. Wayne Jackson wrote an article about why people believe in evolution. And one of the subtopics of the article was titled Intimidation. And he writes that people want to be viewed as educated. And the way to be viewed as educated in today's world is by believing in evolution. If you don't believe in evolution, you're not educated, apparently. And that is a serious form of peer pressure, like the peer pressure I experienced at my high school. Going to my third and final thought. Have you ever been playing that video game? And you had that little kid right by, he's like, can I play that video game? And then you're thinking in your head, just screaming inside, no. You don't get to play that video game. Why? Because that video game is online. Everything you do is permanently recorded into your record. So, if you decide to hand that controller over to that kid, you're probably thinking in your head, oh no, there goes my 100% victory battle royale in Fortnite. And now I'm doomed. Mr. Avukani wrote an article on the website City on the Hill, which City on the Hill was one of the co-developers of the movie I Can Only Imagine. In the movie, he wrote about giving up control to people. He wrote about giving up control to God if you're first introduced, and that it's just very uncomfortable and people don't want to do it, and that's why people don't go to church. It's kind of like giving that controller to the kid. You're afraid that he's going to screw something up, and people are afraid that God's going to screw something up if you give the controls to him. And people don't want that extra set of values or morals added to their life because they're afraid this is going to mess something up for me. So, if you're ever in that scenario again, where you ask your friend, your coworker, person from school, whoever, hey, you want to come to church with me? And they say, sorry, can't make it. For whatever reason they may say, just remember, that they might be because they don't want to be associated with haters, even though the church is not a bunch of haters. They're peer pressured perhaps, or they just don't want to give up controls to God. So just think about that whenever you ask them next time, hey, do you want to come to church? And they say no. Thank you for listening.